Hi Gemini, welcome to your love reading for January 2019. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. Okay, so I've already shuffled the decks for you. We are going to do the love reading for January, but I'm also going to do a love reading for you for the entire year of 2019 to see what's coming up for you. If you would like to see a longer version of the 2019 love reading, I have posted one on Vimeo. I'll put a link down below. In that video, there are 3 spreads for the year of 2019. We cover the beginning of 2019, the middle of 2019, and the end of 2019. So 3 spreads. I'll put a link down below. Also, if you would like to get a private reading with me, Gemini, just go to my website, channelguidance.com. I'll also put a link to my Facebook down below. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into your reading. This is for confirmation, but let's go ahead and get 9 cards for you from this deck. This is the love reading for the sign of Gemini for January 2019. Your first card, Gemini, is the 6 of Coins. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for January. 5 of Coins. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for January. The World. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for January. Page of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for January. 9 of Coins. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for January. Ace of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for January. Knight of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for January. 6 of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for January. You have the 3 of Coins. Okay, what's the most important message that Gemini needs to hear about their love life for January 2019? The card that you have is the 9 of Cups. So this is the wish card. So there could be something that manifests for you in January that you have always wanted. This could be a specific relationship that you've been waiting for someone. It could also be for those who are single that you're finally finding a significant relationship or meeting someone special. But it also does represent just you being immensely happy. That is the main energy. Okay, so let's take a look to see what you have here. Let's start with the first row. You have the 6 of Coins, 5 of Coins, and the World. So this is a pretty crystal clear message for the sign of Gemini. You're being told here that in the beginning of the year, in January, things have to change for you. You have the 6 of Coins as the first card. I always say the first card is always really significant. It is time for you to get what you deserve. It's time for you to be in a relationship where you actually feel like this person is the one. I mean, your main energy is the 9 of Cups. It's time for you to be happy. It's time for you to get what you deserve. But it seems like you're not there. You have the 5 of Coins, which is a card of suffering. This is a card of emotional poverty, of really feeling like you're alone even though you're in a relationship. It's time for that to come to an end, the World. This is a major arcana of endings. So because it's a major arcana and it's more significant than all the others here, it means that in January there could be a significant ending for you. It doesn't mean a relationship has to end, but it could be that maybe this kind of behavior comes to an end, where a partner has been kind of stringing you along, no more. Our partner has just been, not really connecting with you. Again, no more. Something changes. It's time for you to be happy. Okay, so in the next row here, you have the Page of Swords, the 9 of Coins, and the Ace of Cups. So, what I see here is that, there can be a very honest conversation between you and someone that you love. There can even be a new relationship that happens because someone's being completely honest. It's hard to tell in a general reading. It could be that you're being completely honest with someone, telling someone that you've always admired them, you've always loved them, you've always wanted to be with them. The Page of Swords, this is being completely honest. And the Ace of Cups, this is a new beginning, a new relationship. So it feels like for some of you in January, you could really be honest with someone and say, I'm in love with you, or we should try again. Or someone could be telling you that as well. You have the 9 of Coins in the middle. The 9 of Coins is, is a card of self-confidence and self-worth. So, if you really are trying to make a relationship work, perhaps some of you are being completely honest and kind of saying that I have not been treated well in this relationship, because we see that up there with the 5 of Coins, where you've been you've been feeling really lonely and isolated. For some of you, you could be completely honest in the month of January with the person that you're with. I'm kind of saying, I do want this new beginning with you, but something about your behavior, it has to change. I see you being completely honest here. Now, in the bottom row here, you have the Knight of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. So I see you going after what you want here. I mean, this is you relentlessly pursuing someone, perhaps. I mean, keep in mind that the main energy is the Nine of Cups. You're getting what you want, and it could be because you're really persistent in going after the person that you want to be with. I do see a new relationship there. The Knight of Wands, this is you relentlessly pursuing a person or a relationship. You do have victory. So if you're really trying hard to make a relationship work, you will make it happen. You also have the Three of Pentacles here. You are being told that everyone has to try. So for those of you who are already coupled, maybe you're in a relationship or you're married, I see you giving it your all and you're refusing to give up on someone. Even though some of you could be in a difficult place, the Five of Coins, you're refusing to give up. Victory is on your side, but you both have to try. And it could be that some of you are completely honest with the Page of Swords. Like, you know, I'm willing to try, but I'm not going to do this on my own. I see that for those of you that are very honest about your relationship and how you're feeling, there is a new beginning for you. Okay, so let's see what else comes up for you. Gemini's love life, January 2019. Queen of Swords, so that would be your energy. Gemini's love life, January 2019. Devil. Gemini's love life, January 2019. Eight of Swords. So for some of you, I mean, we saw that in the top row here. That it's time for something to end that's hurting you. Because with the Five of Coins, you are hurting. You're hurting because you're lonely and you just feel like, you know, your partner is giving you nothing. And now what we see here in January is that, you know, this is your energy because you're an air sign. Of course, can also be your partner if they're a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Something is not right here. You've got the Devil. There's something unhealthy going on in your relationship. And it could be that, you know, you've been shut out emotionally. Again, someone could be stringing you along. No more with the world. That has to come to an end. You may not know how to deal with this. You've got the Eight of Swords. This is feeling trapped. You may feel that you're trapped in an unhealthy relationship. You may feel like you don't know what to do about your situation. With the Eight of Swords, you feel like there's no way out. Your hands are tied behind your back. Honesty would really help you. You've got the Page of Swords. If you really feel unhappy, I feel like it's especially true for those who are already married or there's children involved. Because when you have children, it's not so easy to just run from someone. I mean, maybe for some people, but it really isn't. The Page of Swords, I mean, you're being told here in the month of January, be completely honest. If you feel like your relationship has become really unhealthy, say something. Really, you need to speak to your partner. Be completely honest. If you really feel lonely, if you really feel like they're making you feel kind of really isolated, you've got to get this out. I feel like something changes with the world. It's the end of a cycle and you have a new beginning here, but you both have to try. Okay, so let's get some cards from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini for January 2019? The Sun. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini for January? The Seven of Cups. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini? The Knight of Pentacles. What's the most important message that Gemini needs to hear about their love life for January 2019? The Page of Cups. Didn't we have a Page of Cups somewhere here? No, it was the Page of Swords, but it still is communication. So communication is key. This is the main energy from this deck. You've really got to pour your heart out to someone. This can also be someone pouring their heart out to you. This can be a declaration of love, because we did see that. Let me just move this card out of the way. We did see that right here. Someone could be completely honest with you and tell you they've always admired you, they've always loved you, or you may be doing that to someone else, letting somebody know that you're interested. And this is really confirming that. But also for those who are already coupled, there has to be meaningful, deep communication. You have to have lots of, a heart-to-heart conversation, because I see some issues here. Okay, so let's look at these three cards. You've got the Sun, the Seven of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. So you're being promised that there's going to be a positive outcome, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you feel is working against your relationship. I mean, you do have the Devil here, so there's something that's not quite right. But with the Sun, this is success. This is positive energy, a positive outcome. You've also got the Seven of Cups, which means you may be really confused about how there can be a positive outcome. You might feel really lost, really emotional when it comes to your love life. Because I mean, you have this energy of feeling trapped. You don't know how to fix things. You don't know how anything's going to, you don't know how something's going to work out. You don't see a way out. The Knight of Pentacles is telling you this is going to take time. The Knight of Pentacles is slow progress, but you are making progress towards moving towards this positive ending here, a positive outcome with the Sun. So I feel like the beginning of 2019, you're getting things ready. You're preparing a relationship where there's something wrong. Something's not quite right. For those who are coupled, I feel like you're putting an end to unhealthy behavior. I don't know. I just feel like someone is stringing you along, and you're not going to put up with that no more. You're kind of saying no more, no more. But for those who are single, I mean, it can also be that, there is some self-sabotaging behavior. Keep in mind there's a new beginning for you here. And you have the Sun. January is a really positive time for you. Single or coupled or somewhere in between. You can really make things happen. As long as, there is communication and you're taking advantage, because the Sun does not always come up. This can be an extremely positive time for meeting someone, fixing a relationship, a marriage, whatever it is. The beginning of the year for January, I mean, take advantage of it. Okay, so let's look at the whole year now. Let's see what 2019 has in store for you. I've already shuffled the deck that I'm going to use, so let me just get these out of the way. And I will keep them here in case something repeats itself. I also do the same when I do the reading on Vimeo. Okay, so let's see what comes up for you. Again, this is love reading for the entire year of 2019. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for the year 2019. Strength. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for the year 2018. The World. So this is a repeat card. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for 2018. The Ten of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for 2019. The Three of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for 2019. The Wheel of Fortune. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for 2019. The Six of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for 2019. Knight of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Gemini. You have two cards here. So you have the Four of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Let's put them there. Okay, so let's see what the message for you, what the message is here with these cards. As far as I know, you have one repeat card, which would be the World. Again, it's time of endings. It's a time of endings and new beginnings for you in 2019. You literally have ending and new beginning here and a new beginning here. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's focus on the first row to see what all of this means for you. You have Strength, the World, and the Ten of Cups. Strength is telling you that in 2019, you're going to have to really be patient. You're going to have to be really patient. You're going to have to be really calm because something is really changing for you, the world. I mean, I think it's even in the exact same position it was before, which if it is, that's pretty strange. This is just telling you that 2019 is a turning point for you. It's a major arcana of endings, closure, kind of things nearing completion. It's time for the next stage in your love life. So be brave. If you're willing to kind of cross to the new chapter in your life, in your love life, you have the Ten of Cups. This is your happily ever after. This is what everybody wants. This can be marriage, children, happiness. This is your happily ever after, but you do have to close the door to the old chapter in your love life. And with the Strength card being here, this is telling you you're going to have to be really strong and you're going to have to be really brave. Now, in the second row here, you've got Three of Cups, Wheel Wheel of the Year, they call it in this deck. It's the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Swords. So in 2019, happiness awaits you with the Three of Cups. This is a very lighthearted energy. This is joy, laughter, good times. You've also got the Wheel of Fortune lined up with the World. So the Wheel of Fortune, again, this is telling you 2019, things can really move forward in your love life. You've got a lot of movement there. The Wheel of Fortune is a card of movement. The Six of Swords, which is right next to it, is also a card of movement. This is, change for the better. This is a healthy kind of change in your love life. And this is all bringing in more happiness, more love, more joy. So I feel like you need to let this in. The only way this positive energy is going to come into your love life in January, in 2019, is if you're closing the door to the old chapter. And that could be relationships that don't work, relationships that are just hurting you. I see a healthy change for you in 2019 with the Six of Swords. You're leaving a toxic relationship behind, or a toxic person, or maybe you're working things out with your partner to where you're moving to a much healthier place. Again, joy and laughter. You're bringing happiness back into your relationship. Just remember that you have the Wheel of Fortune. This can be a very lucky year for you. Positive changes in your love life. Now in this bottom row, you've got the Knight of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles. 2019 can be a year where there's a lot of activity around your love life. The Knight of Swords, especially for those who are single, this can be a lot of people coming and going from your life. But for those who are a couple, this just means a lot of unexpected changes, a lot of new developments. For some of you, you could even be healing a relationship. The Four of Swords does represent healing. Perhaps you're forgiving someone. The very first card, Strength, can also be forgiveness. Especially seeing a new beginning here. 2019, there could have been someone that maybe left your life, asked for some space with the Four of Swords. Perhaps you're healing that relationship and giving this person a second chance, a new beginning. We see that here. This could come completely out of the blue with the Knight of Swords being here. This is a development that you never thought this would happen. Some type of healing of a relationship that leads to a new beginning. Okay, so let me get a few more cards for you. And let's see what else is coming up for you in 2019. Gemini's love life for 2019. You've got the Five of Wands. Gemini's love life for 2019. Seven of Wands. Gemini's love life 2019. Seven of Cups. Okay, so let's stop there. Okay, so let's see what this means for you. Five of Wands, Seven of Wands, Seven of Cups. Although I see a lot of happiness for you and a lot of positive, healthy changes, you're really going to have to, you're going to have to really face some challenges. The Five of Wands. It could be that for those who are already coupled, there could be a lot of differences between you and your partner that you're going to have to work out. That definitely makes sense with the Seven of Wands being here because it's confrontational energy. You're going to have to be firm with your partner that, you're not going to put up with certain things anymore because the world did repeat itself. There has to be the end of a cycle. And in the reading for January, you had the Devil. So there's something unhealthy there. That has to stop. There could be a lot of bickering here, a lot of misunderstandings. Could be you just want different things. You're going to have to be really firm with the Seven of Wands and really speak your truth, which also came up in the reading for January. You've got choices to make in 2019. And for some of you, you could be really confused about what you're going to choose. I feel like for some of you, there's different people. You have options. Maybe you're not aware of them yet, but you will be. The Seven of Cups means that you feel really overwhelmed by so many decisions, so many choices. The feeling I get from all this for sign of Gemini is, 2019 can be the year where you finally have it made. Keep in mind the main energy from the first spread for January was the Nine of Cups, your wish being granted. Now you got the Ten of Cups. Everything is lined up for you to be immensely happy in 2019, but if a relationship is where you're really struggling there, then take that as a sign. Some of you, again, you've got choices to make. Very emotional energy. This is also that you move in a healthy direction. So you have a positive change in your love life in 2019, and I do see it there. Joy, laughter, celebration. But something has to come to an end, and you're going to have to be really brave. Let me get some more cards from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini for 2019? Love reading for the sign of Gemini for 2019. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for 2019. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for 2019. Okay, so let's see what comes up for you. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for 2019. You have the Knight of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for 2019. The Emperor. Love reading for Gemini 2019. Two of Wands. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward and pretty crystal clear. Positive changes in your love life. This can even be somebody new coming in. This is someone who just wants to love you, romance you. This can even be a proposal, but this is just positive movement in your love life. Totally up to you. You've got the Emperor. You're going to have to take charge. You're going to have to really take control of your love life, because if you don't, I feel like I've said this over and over, it's come up for the other signs. You're going to have a lot of struggles. I mean, and you literally have a struggle right here. It could be that you're fighting yourself as far as letting somebody go, or you're fighting yourself with a particular person where you don't want to bring up certain issues. You have to. You have the Seven of Wands. You have to confront certain things that maybe are not fair to you. The Emperor is just saying you're going to have to be more hands-on in your love life in 2019 in order for you to have this positive change in your love life. You also have the Two of Wands, which this represents delays and waiting. So if you don't take control, again, that's what the Emperor is telling you, take control. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting. You'll be waiting and waiting and waiting for, and you're waiting for this. That's right in the center of the reading. You're waiting for happiness. Perhaps you're even waiting for, for marriage. You're waiting for this, big change in your love life. It's there. I see you being immensely happy. But sometimes there has to be a new cycle in your love life. And this side of the reading is just like screaming that you have to do something. There's a struggle. It could be that you and your partner are just very different. You're going to have to really speak up for yourself and stand your ground. And again, this could be a really emotional time for you, but it's something that you have to do. Okay, Gemini, this has been your love reading for January 2019 and for the year of 2019. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.